away. You won't be much fun being blind, deaf, and dumb, but I've no one to play with today. Maybe a cigarette burn on your arm would change your expression to one of alarm. I'll drag you along by the lock of your hand, or give you a push at the top of the stairs. I'm the sky, the glass sheets, the glass I'll put glass in your dinner or spikes in your seats. We're on our own,
All alone, let's think of a game to play. Now the grown-ups have all run away. You won't be much fun being blind, deaf, and dumb. But no one to play with today.
Whenever I'm from time to time depressed, and the trauma wells and swells within my breast, I find some pride deep inside of me as I fondly walk the lane of memory. I see Bonaparte, a mean one, if ever I've seen one, and Nero fiddling through that lovely blaze, Antoinette, dainty queen, with her quaint guillotine. Yeah, those were the good old days. I see Indians a-dragging an empty covered wagon when scalping the settlers was the latest craze. And that glorious morn, Jack the Ripper was born. Yeah, those were the good old days. I'd sit in my rocking chair, so peacefully sitting there, counting my blessings by the score. The rack was in fashion, the plagues were my passion. Each day held a new joy in store. Was anybody happy? I see cannibals a-munchin', a missionary luncheon. The years may have gone, but the memory stays, like the hopes that were dashed when the stock market crashed. Yeah, those were the good old days. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles or more for some of the gore of those good old days.
Who's got the pain when they do the mambo? Who's got the pain when they go ow? Who's got the pain when they do the mambo? I don't know who. Do you? Who needs a pill when they do the mambo? Who needs a pill when they go ow? Who needs a pill when they do the mambo? I don't know who. Do you? Someone must be sick from the heat, or stepping on everyone's feet. But if everyone's feeling okay, why don't they just say Olay when the music carries them away?
pale and his eye was odd. He shaved the faces of gentlemen who never their acts were heard of again. He trod the path that few have trod, in Sweeney Todd. He kept a shop in London town, fancy clients of good renown. And what if none of their souls were saved? By Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. There's a hole in the world, like a great black pit, and the vermin of the world inhabit it, and its morals aren't worth what a pig could spit, and it goes by the name of London. At the top of the hole sits a privileged few, making mock of the vermin in the lower zoo, turning beauty into filth and greed. And I have sailed the world and seen its wonders, for the cruelty of men is as wondrous as Peru. But there's no place like London. There was a barber and his wife, and she was beautiful. A foolish barber and his wife, she was his reason and his life. And she was beautiful, and she was virtuous, and he was naive.
I have sailed the world, beheld its wonders, from the Dardanelles to the mountains of Peru. But there's no place like London, I feel home again. I could hear the city bells ring, whatever I would do.
No, there's no place like London. These are my friends, see how they glisten. See this one shine, how he smiles in the light. My friend, my faithful friend. Speak to me, friend. Whisper, I'll listen. I know, you've been locked out of sight all these years. Like me, my friends. Well, I've come home to find you waiting. Friends, you'll soon drip rubies. You'll soon drip precious rubies.
I'd be a hero with sword and armor clashing, looking semi-dashing, a shield within my grip. Or else I'd be a Viking and live a life of daring while smelling like a herring upon a Viking ship. I'd sail away, I'd see the world, I'd reach the farthest reaches, I'd feel the wind, I'd taste the salt and sea, and maybe storm some beaches. That's who I'd be. That's who I'd be. So yes, I'd be a hero, and if my wish were granted, life would be enchanted, or so the stories say. Of course I'd be a hero, and I would scale a tower to save a hothouse flower and carry her away. But standing guard would be a beast, I'd somehow overwhelm it. I'd get the girl, I'd take a breath, and I'd remove my helmet. We'd stand and stare, we'd speak of love, we'd feel the stars ascending, we'd share a kiss, I'd find my destiny, I'd have a hero's ending, a perfect happy ending, a perfect happy ending. That's how it will be.
Can you believe this was done in less than 3 weeks? Absolutely unbelievable. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Here we go. Rightfully deserved. How do we describe what we just experienced? I'm going to be brief right now, but I have a special date. Where is she? It's a drama! You have given me drama for 3 weeks. It's my moment. But no, what I want to say is Monday morning, a special breakfast with my wife, who puts up with me year after year with this, and it's special. Thank you, Joyce. We are family. We are a beautiful family. And we could not do this without Adam Pelty. And with great pleasure, I present to you Adam Pelty, my dear friend, our artistic director, a man of vision, who comes to Rochester and does what he does for these children. A special round of applause for Adam.
These are the heroes of Summer Stars right here, right up there. They are the heroes. And some villains, too. But, you know, only the good die young. So, it is my great pleasure to introduce the people who spend the time with your kids for these last 3 weeks along with me. I do spend all year speaking with Bob on the phone and John Parkhurst, and we plan these 3 weeks and gather a group of people together that interns and teachers that we feel will give the most to your kids and give this Broadway experience. we're exhausted. And a lot of this emotion comes out of, oh my God, we did it, we can't believe it. It actually happens. But first of all, someone who's been with us for the last 4 years, who I am so grateful for her support and what she does with this year with the middle school division, Kathy Trian. Next, someone who's not here, who was here for the first 2 weeks and who left. We've had a very crazy year. Miss Heather Parcells, who I wish we could show her picture. We wanted you to see her. We saw her very briefly in a couple of shots, but Heather taught the acting for camera class and did a lot of the choreography that you see. Just an incredible personality and wonderful. We loved her so much. Next, I'd like to introduce a force to be reckoned with. She tells us to do it, and we do it, even when I say no. Miss Nikki Snelson. New this year, as Bob was saying earlier, and you saw our littles, the junior division, earlier in the first number. We brought in somebody who I've known for many, many years, who does wonders with children, and who is my son is a product of his work actually in New York City for much of his life. Mr. Mark York, who's right there in the pit. And last but certainly not least, never, the man who really works harder than all of us, who makes the music happen, really. He writes the arrangements, he sits in that office and copies and writes music, and absolutely unbelievable, Mr. Garrett Taylor. And the wonderful orchestra, Summer Stars Orchestra, now that we have this orchestra, look at them. Please stand up, gentlemen. And you know, I really do have to mention somebody who puts up with us. I really say puts up with us because we throw music at him, some of the hardest music in the musical theater canon. We just throw the music and we say, play it, go. And he gets the music, he goes, oh, I'll play it. Mr. Jim Schmidt, right there. He's the Summer Stars accompanist. And you really don't realize how important the music is. You know, we start choreographing this and we need music constantly, and it really is amazing. Now, we have 5 interns this year, without whom we could not do any of this. The support we get, and I'm going to ask them all to come on out right now. Come on out on the stage. Where are you? And this year is a very special year. Katie LeSueur, just wave so they see who you are. Wave. A camper alum, Ian Witt. And we have Chet Brassey. Katie Keller. Another camp alum. And then someone who has put up with both Bob and I. She has a very hard job. She was working with the juniors, and she was working with all of us, and she copies music, and anything we ask her to do, she does it. Miss Kate Brogan. We have a philosophy at Summer Stars that this is not a training program. We try not to really think of it that way. We have all different levels of talent and abilities, and that's not really what we're about. We are about a community. We want to make future citizens of our community, and that is really what we're all about. And I'm so happy with this year. I know we have so many camp alums in the audience, and every year is so special. This year was really incredible for us. Our 5th season. I can't believe it. We're 5 years later. And I want to give you one last look at our Summer Stars of 2011. Thank you all for coming.